So this is part 1 of 3 of a video training series on how to automate elements of your business. And today we're going to be looking at email automation and email sequencing. We're going to be using Mailerlite for this. Now, there are other programs out there such as MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, and whichever one you want to use for your business. However, I know a lot of people do use Mailerlite, so I'm going to use this today. So today we're in my test area, which I kind of set up to test different pop-ups and different things in the business. And we're going to start looking at email automation. Now, email automation we're going to look at is for an opt-in. So an opt-in normally has a pop-up form or a sign-up form somewhere on a blog or a website. So let's just quickly have a look at the form we're going to associate this automation to. So we're going to have a look at this pop-up here. Okay, so this pop-up was created. You can create your own pop-ups in here with different design elements. It's not the most design friendly is Mailerlite. So what I'd recommend is there's various plugins on WordPress which are more design friendly. You can kind of create a more aesthetically pleasing pop-up for your website or blog. But for this instance, we're just going to use this one. Okay, and on this we have set up different behaviors where the blog shows. And also, when people do subscribe to that opt-in, they kind of go to a certain group. And in this case, they're going to a subscriber group called opt-in. And it's really important to remember that it is going to the group opt-in, because that really matters when we set up our automation. So if we go to the top here and select automation, we can start creating our new workflow. So click on create a new workflow. And we can call this workflow freebie for this instance. Okay, and we're going to select a trigger. So there's various triggers you can select. So when a customer joins a group, when they join a segment, when they click a link, when there's a certain date, it can be anything you want. But in this instance, we've set up our pop-up for when they sign up, they join the group opt-in. So we need to say when a subscriber joins a group. And because we set it up with opt-in, we need to then select opt-in as well. Okay, so we'll click save here. Now, what you can do is you can click add here, and you can add various different steps to your workflow. So you can add an email, a delay, a condition, or an action. We're going to go through all of those during this training very quickly. Okay, so if you don't put any delay in here at all, which is kind of like a time delay, your subscribers will get the next action you set straight away. So if you put an email in here, they would get that email instantly. However, you wanted to maybe set up a delay, you can also do that, or some conditions. That's also fine. Most people, when you get an opt-in, want them to receive the email right away in their inbox. But for this training, let's just set up a delay just to show you what that looks like. So we're going to set up a delay of waiting 3 hours. After you've joined that group opt-in, will you start to then get maybe an email or whatever we want next in our system. So we can then add in an email. So we can add a subject title. Thank you for downloading our freebie. Okay. Save that. And then we can go back and have a look at the design element of designing an email. So there's different ways you can design an email in Mailerlite. You can use a drag and drop editor, which is a way of kind of drag and dropping different components and elements. So you would drag and drop picture elements, video elements, you can upload text, you can put buttons in there, whatever you see fit on that side, and kind of design it as and where you see fit. You can put your own HTML in here. You can use rich text editor, which is just a basic email with no kind of pictures or anything. And you can also look at templates they've set up for you in the template gallery. You can select these if you like the look of one, maybe just change the branding slightly, so the picture, the text. Or if you sent some recent emails, you can also use those. Now, it is highly recommended by certain kind of experts in email marketing that you don't put too many pictures in your emails, because it means that they can end up in spam junk folders, in which case you would use the rich text editor, which is just basically a plain, we'll have a look at it for you. It's just a plain email where you could just type, and it just looks like an email from you maybe email your friend at work. Hello, thank you for downloading. And you can put in the link. You can then put in any links you want by just using the basic link functions here. Okay, but in this instance, let's have a look at some of the more technical elements. Let's go back to our automation. have a look at our email. Okay, so in this instance, let's just say we want to use a template. We like the look of this one. Let's have a quick preview. Brilliant, let's use this template. And in here, we can change the elements. You can change the logo. Maybe this is a logo of mine. I can select here, put that one in there. You can put pictures, different buttons. You can delete all of this. You can then use, again here, the drag and drop what you would like to put in. And once you've finished, just press Done Editing. And what will happen is your email will show as part of your automation, which is here. So what we'd then like to do after that is maybe say, if someone opens an email, they go down a certain email sequence chain, and if they don't open the first email, they go down a different one, which is quite common and popular for people to do. So we'll add in a condition. Okay, and our condition is based on the workflow activities. The workflow activity is the current workflow we're working on. There are other options about membership segment membership, campaign activity, but in this instance, we're just looking at this particular workflow. So workflow activity, and we're going to select the email. Thank you for downloading our freebie. And was it opened? Was it not? You can have it where it is, if they clicked on a specific link, maybe they clicked on the link to the freebie, or they just opened it and they didn't click the link, they could get a different email sequence, however you want to design it. In this instance, we're just going to say, was the email opened or not? Okay, so quickly press save here. Okay, so if the email wasn't opened, okay, we can then say, if we don't set a delay here, it'll just get into their email straight away again. So we need to set a delay because otherwise it can maybe considered spam and they may just completely unsubscribe from your list. So let's put a delay here of 48 hours. You want to give them some time to maybe read it, maybe they're on holiday, don't want to spam them. Okay, so you set a delay. And then you said, actually, I'd just like to send exactly the same email as I sent before, maybe just with a different title. Say, did you see my freebie? Okay. And again, in this instance, we used a template. So let's go back to the template gallery, select the template we used. And we quickly changed the logo at the top. So we'll just repeat that just to kind of keep it the same, some continuity. Perfect. So we saved that and we're done editing on that. Okay, so it's just loading up for us. So wait 48 hours if they didn't open email, and then send basically the same email again. Did you see my freebie? If they did open it, you can set a delay of maybe less time, 24 hours. And then you can send them a completely different email part of your sequence. So they're responding to you, they've opened up your freebie, you maybe want to send them a bit of history about you, a bit of a message, who are you, what's your brand, what do you stand for? So again, you can add an email in here. Okay, and depending again whether you want it to just be a plain text email or a template you've designed or they've designed, that's completely at your discretion. Okay, so if we've decided on this side they're not opening the emails at all, you can have an action and says, we can have an action where it says we want to move them to a different group, a different email list. So we can say, if you don't respond to those emails, we move you from opt-in to just a general email list. And maybe they just downloaded a freebie by accident, didn't really want it, whatever it may be, they just haven't responded to your content, and they're not regular people who are going to read your emails, so you want to make sure they're in a different email list. Now, we want to put maybe another delay in here as well, because they might have opened that. Sorry, another condition. So, no, if they didn't meet the conditions, if they didn't then say workflow activity, they didn't open the second email, did you see my freebie? Was opened. If they didn't open it again, then we move them from one list to another. If they did open the second one, then you can then start to send them another email sequence, or you can replicate other emails you've sent maybe to the list up here. So it all depends on how you want to build it and what actions and triggers you want your business to go through and your users to go through, depending on how they respond to your content, whether they open emails and whether they download the freebies or not. Okay, so that's all kind of, let's just say that's set up for now. I mean, you can add as many or as little emails in your sequence as you want. Most people do that. I have customers do between 5 and 10 as like a opt-in welcome sequence. So you download an opt-in, telling them about yourself, about your products, asking them questions. Once you've kind of created it, you then turn your freebie automation on. Okay, so what you can do here now as well is you can add subscribers to your workflow. So you can, maybe if you've got another email list that you'd like to have your new opt-in, you can add the subscribers to the workflow. Or what you can also do here is quickly view the activity. So at the moment, obviously no emails have gone out and none have been completed, but you can see a report here that will tell you who's done what, who's been sent it, what the date, what the time was, how many times they've looked at it, how many emails have been sent in total, how far, if they've completed the sequence, anything like that. So get back to automation. And that is your automation setup. It's on, it's ready to go. As soon as people subscribe, they're going to start getting those email sequences and go through that customer journey. So that's how you set up a really simple automation. Now, obviously, there are more complicated ways and complex ways to do it, but as for this training, I just want to make it really short and quick for you guys so that you can kind of start maybe implementing bits into your business. And I am often available to help. Just drop me a line either on Facebook or at hello@virtuallyamyneal. I say I'm always here to help. So if you have any questions on email automation, Mailerlite, MailChimp, Active Campaigners, all those programs. So if it's not that specific and you've got some questions, just drop me a line and I'll be happy to help. So thank you very much for your time.